Welcome to the Simply Incredible podcast. This is Daryl, a.k.a. The D, with Troy Champney.
Welcome back.
Kata. And all the way from Salem/Roanoke/ somewhere so far away he couldn't make it for the last 2 months, Josh Presnell.
Be like water, my friends.
Welcome back.
That was basically my best intro ever right there for you.
That was nice.
Yes,
I like that.
Yes.
I fell asleep, man. I'm sorry. I did
Repping
not
the
hear the whole thing.
24014.
You usually don't hear anything we say anyway, so there you go.
All right.
Then 5 minutes later, he's like, what's a dairy?
What's a dairy?
Dude, I did. I zoned out that time, and I was like, I don't get the joke about Barney Stinson and dairy.
And he would not have known that name if you hadn't just read it off the bubble.
Yes.
You
There
see
it
my-
is.
Calling you out.
We have this thing called a search engine where you can look up
Really?
stuff. Yep.
And apparently, I understand Al Gore just invented that.
Did he?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
And global cooling.
Yes,
He
did.
gave it to us. He can take it away.
He tried
Man.
global warming. It didn't work.
That was good. Good and terrible. But anyway, tonight, the big subject we've been waiting 2 weeks to talk about.
Finally.
Star Wars,
Dun,
The Force
dun.
Awakens.
Loved it.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Loved most of it.
Okay, I'm going to say that too. Because maybe I'm old school. I loved most of it, but there were things I had
Yeah, there's
an issue
to
with.
me little plot things. I'm like, dude, what is that even for?
I
Why
like
did
the
this
movie
happen?
so much, though, I'll look past
You'll
those.
oversee 'em?
Yeah.
Yeah, you loved it so much. You only watched it twice.
Only twice.
To my how many? 6 times.
Man, you are cool.
My kid,
I know.
my son does want to watch it, though, so I think I got,
I thought he didn't want to watch it.
he does.
All right.
So I got President's Day off, so I think I'm going to try to go, like, real early on President's Day, try to catch it on a Monday.
Which president?
All of them.
All right, let me ask you guys this. What did you think about the story as a whole? Just the story, because, you know, the first three, Star Wars Empire, that story was just solid.
Yeah.
And then the prequels, that story was just all over the place.
Yeah.
What did you think about this new, take?
Josh, I'll let you go first.
Well, there's a lot more they have to backfill, so I'm kind of wondering where the second one will go. Will it be a lot of flashbacks? But I like it for what it was. I like it a lot. I mean, it had a lot of similarities to New Hope, and I get why people are saying that.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. Like, for me, being in that movie theater, that was probably the happiest experience in a movie theater I've had that I can remember. Like, from the very beginning, just seeing that opening scroll.
yeah.
Yeah, the opening scroll.
I had such a big
Just
grin on my face.
geeking out, right?
Because, I mean, even
was-
before Force Awakens was announced, the old Star Wars was still talked about every day by millions of people. It's
Yep.
a part of our culture, and it's like to be in it live, to see the next chapter in the theater,
That
dude,
was
I
neat.
was in heaven.
Ah, that was good.
See, I love the movie, but I come out of it kind of with a puzzled look on my face.
Okay.
First off, we'll get into the little things, but I felt so much like I'd almost seen it before.
I did too.
With Phantom Menace, with A New Hope.
It's only the third Death Star. Come on.
Yeah, that's really, I
yeah,
kind of thought that too. I was
yeah.
like, really?
I mean, come on, you got like every series, you got to have one of those.
No.
But I mean, when I was watching, I was like, I feel like a lot of this I've seen.
Yeah.
And
I'll say
have
that.
they not learned how to not have a vent or something in the Death Star?
Thank God they haven't. The rebels wouldn't have a chance.
Every single time. The
Han's like,
Resistance,
there's
they're
got-
no longer rebels.
Han's like, there's got to be a way to blow it up. There's always a way.
There's a hole.
I swear, when they said, "Is there a weak spot?" We think we found one. I was like, "Don't tell me." A vent
And
that you can shoot your photon torpedo
and
into.
you have to go through a trench to get to it
Oh man, with an X-wing,
with an X-wing.
and there's a battle that's keeping you away.
Yes.
But it was so nostalgic, the
And you
whole
had to-
thing. Every time they had those throwbacks to old stuff, I just ate it
Yeah.
up.
Dude. Well, I will tell you this. I love the way that the X-wing fighters were doing the attack.
Yep.
When they came in, like the atmosphere, and they actually start diving down on the man, I was like, it looks like dogfight footage of back in World War II or something, but with an X-wing. I was like, man, that's fantastic. Now, but the story overall, did you think did it make sense?
There were parts there were parts that was like, now, how did this happen? What happened? How did that happen?
I've backfilled a little bit. Like, I've done some research online, so I've got little tidbits of info.
He's got 20, how many?
23 points of...
23 points.
Oh wow.
I know.
I was just...
I was just going to go through like some of the
movie and
characters and
talk.
stuff.
Let's talk about this movie.
Now-
And we'll go ahead and say, like, right now, this is full of spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, it probably doesn't make sense to watch
We're
this.
doing a review of a movie with spoilers?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I actually thought about that. Is that okay if we spoil it now? It's like, this is a spoiler-heavy
Dude,
review.
Spoiler
this movie
ban
was-
has been
this
lifted.
movie was from a year ago.
Oh yeah.
True that.
So,
True that.
so there you go.
Yeah,
that.
that's a whole
Yeah,
year. That's
yeah.
2015.
Yeah. So
All right.
spoil away.
Now, look, I thought this. Number one, the story itself I thought was decent, but did it pause?
No, I was just thinking of what I meant to start the podcast with. The question of the week, because we always put it at the very end,
Oh,
and I was going to put it at the very beginning.
is that something that
Take
we
it back.
need to do now?
We can do the yes, because we always ask for like comments and stuff about the question of the week. We always put it way at the end, but I want to know that what you're looking for the movies of 2016.
Okay.
So comment on that. What movies are you really looking for 2016?
Yes. It's
Okay.
gonna be some good ones.
I'll tell you
Oh, yeah.
what, there's so many. Instead of just telling us what they are, number your top 5
Yeah.
in order
Top
of
5.
your excitement.
Yeah.
Because I like when people do that because it doesn't match up with mine. I'm like, are you crazy? That shouldn't be there.
Exactly.
You know?
So that's something that I really want to get some comments on to see what you guys are looking for.
The 2016 most exciting movies, 1 through 5 in order, number 1 being your favorite.
Yep.
Okay.
And back to previous programming.
Continue.
And then she walked into the bar.
And she tripped on the ball.
On the bar.
All right, right out of the gate when they were down on that planet, did you guys have any idea who Max von Sydow's character was?
No clue.
Nope.
I was like, what is Obi-Wan doing back? What is this?
I knew it wasn't Obi, but I remember thinking, okay, there's something that we've walked into the middle of. You know, that's
But
what I felt.
apparently
I
they're
didn't know what
trusted.
was going on.
And they're trusted.
Apparently, there was a canon book that came out that was kind of a gap filler called Before the Awakening, and it filled some stuff in like that. His name was Lor Santeca, and he was a member of the Church of the Force. Did it seem kind of weird to you guys that like Kylo just like mowed down that entire village of people just because he had that map? Just,
Again,
like, kill them all.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
It made me feel like I walked into the middle of something. I was like, all right, apparently these are the Nazis in outer space,
Yeah.
and they're just, erasing everybody, but I didn't know anything about why.
It's because that village was members of the Church of the Force. They basically believed in the lifestyle of the Jedi, but they weren't Force sensitive themselves. They weren't Jedis. They didn't have the Force. But that was an illegal religion. You weren't allowed to practice that. So it was
the Nazis.
death by execution for believing that. Yeah.
Dude, thank you. I didn't. That makes that make a lot more sense.
And they kept saying he had found a map to Luke. It's kind of true, but not necessarily. What he had found was a map to the first Jedi temple, and they knew when
that's
Luke
where
left,
Luke
that's where
was
he went.
trying to
So
find anyway.
that was their best bet, trying to find that temple. Thus, the movie begins.
And the piece that they had, is that what he had, or did he have the whole thing?
No, he had the piece.
Just
He had the
that
piece.
one piece, and then
Right.
that's where BB-8 came in and got that. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. It's funny because I thought one of the big things that they were doing is erasing all of the canon from the books and the extended, canon that they had put out. And this is, you're saying,
There's some tie-ins. Yeah,
there are
There's
some
lead-ins
stuff
to
that
the
they
movie.
kept.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, because I thought maybe it came from the comic book. There's a 4-issue series called Shattered Empire, which I still haven't read yet. Because I
Okay,
thought
yeah, I
maybe
haven't
that
read
was like a gap between the two. I didn't know if that was or not.
I'm not
I'm
sure.
wondering if there would be enough, weight to the comic book world for them to honor it as canon as a tie-in.
They've
you know?
said so much stuff is canon. Anytime you ask Lucas, he's like, "Sure, it's canon."
Oh,
that's
really?
it. That's where we got it from.
I'm saying more like the novels I would think would hold more weight.
Those video games, The Force Unleashed, he
Yeah.
said those were canon.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot of cannons.
Cannonballs.
All right, so what'd you guys think when Kylo stopped that laser blast mid-air?
I thought that was awesome.
Never seen anything like
Yeah.
that, and I was like, okay, they got some tricks up their sleeves. They're
Yeah.
going to show us.
something
That
else.
was cool.
Something else we've never seen before. Think of anybody that's ever used the Force, Yoda, Palpatine, anybody. When they use the Force, they extend their hand. Like, when they do the choke, they extend their
Yeah.
hand to do that choke.
Right.
Yeah.
Kylo stopped the blast like that, but then he put his hand back
Yeah,
behind his
and he
back
started-
and
he
just
started
walking
going up more
around.
stuff.
He didn't have to hold it out there
And
to hold
then
the Force.
when he left, there he goes.
Yeah.
How about that?
He did that again later when he stopped Rey and put her hand down beside. He just put his hands down, casually walked around, and she was still stuck midair.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
that is
dude.
awesome.
Kylo, his outfit, I thought was perfect. Because I didn't know who was under it. I didn't
Yeah.
know the actor.
And still got that religious robe look to it.
Dude,
Yeah.
it was so cool. It gave me the same kind of idea. I hate to, be another draw from New Hope, but it looked like Vader.
Yeah, like-
esque.
yeah.
But without being Vader.
I
thought
like
Mini Vader.
when he first come in, he's got some smoke coming. He's got a few stormtroopers with him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It was the same kind of entrance idea.
That was cool seeing the stormtroopers like getting ready to storm the beaches. Getting
That
right
was
off the
kind of
boat,
cool.
coming
I
out.
really
Like,
dug
oh,
that. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, that's just like them hitting Normandy, man.
Yeah.
They are getting it, and they're getting pumped as people. Because as a kid, I always thought they were robots.
Ah, yeah.
I was like, dude, and, until he takes and gets inside the helmet, I was like, would he rip out all the wires and stuff?
And I guess it was confirmed that Finn was an actual stormtrooper. Like, when I saw the trailer and I saw him, like, in the stormtrooper thing with his mask off, I didn't know if he had stolen a stormtrooper outfit and was, like, infiltrating.
Right.
So that was cool. Got that right out of the way.
Well, it was also cool thinking that as a stormtrooper, you always just painted them. Again, they're Nazis. They're bad.
Clones and bad.
Yeah, they're bad. And this guy had a conscience.
Well,
But,
the
I mean,
problem I had with that was like, how did they not weed this guy out?
They said it was his first offense. Like, I guess when he stormed the beach and saw his buddy get shot.
When it got real.
Yeah, it got real. Yeah.
But it seems like to me, all these guys, they're all the exact same. Just move forward, shoot everything. Well, let me rephrase that: shoot near everything. And then this guy just shaking the whole time. Like, I mean, it felt like as he was coming off the ship, he was shaking.
You know what, though?
And that's why I felt this seems so out of place.
I think that's kind of neat, though, because it was like they were introducing a new angle, something new for us in this old world that we're real familiar with.
They are people. They are human
You should never
beings.
have custodians doing your dirty work. I'm just saying.
Now, do you think he was really worked in the janitorial service?
Yeah,
or
I
did
do.
he just make a
I
joke
tell you
about
something.
it?
No, I think
I'll
he
tell you
did.
something I heard. Jay and Silent Bob. One of their jokes in one of their movies is, man, do you ever think on the Death Star you gotta have like custodians and someone like doing the dirty work? Yeah, can you imagine a stormtrooper doing that? And I thought, and I saw a video. You the one told me the video about Kevin Smith, and he was talking about that. I was like, that would be hilarious.
Hey, let me tell you
He
something.
was like, if that could be a little homage to my stuff.
From somebody who's been in the military, yeah, you clean a lot of toilets.
You're no stormtrooper.
Oh, dude, no, I am not a stormtrooper. 11 Bravo, baby.
I did not like Finn that very, very much, though. He was probably my least favorite character.
Honestly, I didn't think he was bad. In fact, I kind of dug him.
He
My
tried to be
favorite
the
was
comic-
Poe.
I mean, the biggest problem I had with him is like, dude, did he sweat a lot? Or
He was
that just me?
profusely sweating the
I mean,
entire
throughout
movie.
the entire movie.
And he tried to be the comic relief, and I don't know, it didn't come off as funny to me.
Did you ever see the movie that he had done?
First time I've ever seen him in anything.
Really?
Me too.
I think it's called Attack
Most
the
of them.
Block. And it's a movie about aliens landing in England.
You know what? I did see that movie. I did not know he was in there.
That's him.
Yeah.
He's like the tough guy in that,
Yeah.
and he was unreal.
Okay.
They were British.
Yeah, it's right. Cockney like is, and they won't kill an alley. Yeah, like what the heck?
Bobbadacks.
It was cool though, and to see him in
His
this role-
Cockney is as good as my English.
It's
And
right.
and I apologize.
My Cockney rules, dude.
Yeah, whatever.
Connor likes
people,
my.
people go out and look up Cockney because many people may not know what that even means.
It's like, did they have a censor bleep here? Now, but I liked him. My favorite out of all of them. For new characters, I know you got Ray and all of them. I like Poe. He just came across as like
I didn't like
Han
Poe.
Solo.
He was a little, he was a little like trying to be Han,
Well,
trying to be
I
the cool
kinda
guy.
dug it,
For
though.
me, he had the biggest plot hole in the movie.
Which was?
Okay, do we want to go that far ahead?
Okay, well you want to stick with your list? Keep
Yeah,
going
let's
through
go
it.
with
Just
your
order.
list.
All right. Well, the next
Josh's
thing,
list is in order. That's
Yes.
going to give us
There we go.
23 points,
There we
like
go.
Michael Jordan,
hey,
23.
we're like almost halfway through.
We're halfway on number 3.
We're on 6. Hey,
and I'm not joshing.
So Ray, so Ray comes into the story, and my heart went out to her. You know, she's like salvaging scrap day to day just to get food to live every
Yeah.
day.
And believing that they're coming back.
Yeah.
And everybody, the moment you
here's
see
the
that, it's
real
like,
question.
nah, dude, they're
who's
not.
coming back?
Yeah.
Oh, now that's the question.
Yeah.
And if you think,
I mean, I mean, that one dude's like, you get a half portion. Like, at first, I'm like, what is even a portion? A portion of what?
So,
So you
like-
see her cook when she cooked that like muffin.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
instantly formed.
I did think
That
that
was
was cool.
That was cool.
I thought that was neat. I was like, I want
Those are
one.
some MREs right there.
dude,
We got some rations.
dude, MREs were not that cool.
Right.
Oh.
They were actually good though. They were actually not bad.
So, but like, who were her caretakers and where did they go?
Dude, that means that she didn't have any care. Once they left, she was alone. It's
Yeah.
like, how young were you when you had
Yeah.
to start living alone?
Yeah, poor thing.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
She's a cute girl too.
I mean, I thought
Dude.
to me, she was cute. There we go. She wasn't somebody letting go, oh my goodness, did you see her?
She would like genuinely get excited for something, get a huge grin on her face. I was like, man, that's adorable.
Yeah, I think she was
Adorable,
really
yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
In fact, I mean,
She's no Beckinsale.
Well, that's because we're older now. So now she's too young to think anything more than cute.
Did y'all know the salvage trader was Simon Pegg?
No.
I did. I actually saw something about that, like online and something. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, it was on something where they were telling different people who made cameos.
and whatnot.
in.
Yeah.
And that one, I was like, dude, how cool is that, man? It's like, I don't care what you give me. Give me motion capture as a big slug.
But we established that Rey's tough on her own. You know, she beat up 2 guys on her own, and then she chases down Finn, and Finn like genuinely
that was
scared.
hilarious.
That was good.
He looked scared.
He was running.
I mean,
She's like full sprint now.
Like coming on, I was like, he's like, oh crap, gotta go, gotta go.
They actually had
He turned that corner and whack.
a video of her training, like working out, you know, to get ready for it. And it was cool to see her putting in the time. I was like, okay, she really dialed in for this.
Yeah.
That was cool.
She fit the role really, really well.
Yeah, I thought she was a perfect cast.
Yeah. I hope she has a good career after this, and like.
Is this her first thing?
No, she's had
done-
some movies and stuff.
She has some movies. I saw some look like British TV shows.
Yeah, stuff like that.
But I mean, to me, when I thought about it, I was like, she just went from little regional star to Queen of the Galaxy.
Well, yeah.
But really, I mean, all the other Star Wars actors didn't really make it really, really big except Han.
Yeah, Harrison.
Yeah.
Well, and I think, you know, Carrie Fisher came from that world, so
Yeah.
it's not like she
Yeah.
needed the money. You know what I'm
She
saying?
did.
It wasn't
She's
her
done-
driving.
She's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
She has. But
And-
since Star Wars, did she do a whole lot?
She's
Not
done
blockbuster.
quite a bit of stuff.
Man,
But I mean, not
sad I don't know.
Now
more
I
of
say
it.
quite a bit. I don't mean like blockbusters. But she's
Right.
done a lot of stuff.
Well, and Mark Hamill, I think that after
Great voice actor.
well, he did
He
good,
is
but
phenomenal.
back when he did Star Wars, New Hope, he literally was like a Brad Pitt type of look until he had his accident. Mm-hmm. And boy, when he came back in The Empire Strikes Back, sad to say, he just did not look anywhere near like the Brad Pitt, which I think was a huge thing for his career.
Oh, man.
That worked against him. So yeah, she was good to where I think I could see her, having a career. But she's got a lot of competition. I mean, you've got Keira Knightley. Who's the girl from Kick-Ass? Chloe
Moretz, something Moretz.
Yeah, something.
Dude, that little girl, I've said this. I've seen her in so many different types of roles.
She's very talented.
She's got a lot
awesome.
of range.
She does.
To be so young, I was like, she's got a 40-year future career.
Oh, yeah.
40 years of career. It's just wow.
She's got a
very
new one
talented.
coming out called The Fifth Wave.
I
That
did
looks
see
really
that.
good.
I did see that. It looks really,
Yeah,
really
if you haven't
good.
seen that trailer, go look that up on YouTube. It's something that you'll like to see.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing about the Rey, I don't know if you got this on your notes, but when she met BB-8, is that in your notes?
No.
Okay, and I told you about this right out when we left. I was like, it cracked me up. She runs out, saves BB-8, and the guy is slowly going away on that like horse-looking mechanical thing. And like 5 minutes later, he's still just like 5 feet away, slowly creeping away.
That was
Like,
great.
I was like, what in the world?
They've had a full conversation. He's like, right within.
But you know what?
And it just made me laugh when I saw that.
That is funny, but I will tell you this. We went, in the military, we had desert training, and one of the things they had us do was we were being OP4, the opposing force for like a tank and, mission, for them to do a mission on. And because we were 11 Bravo, we were foot soldiers. So we're in these hills, and we're waiting on them to come in. And they said, now listen, when you see them, don't shoot. And one guy goes, why not? He goes, because this is the desert. Your weapon only goes so far. He's like 50 miles away. He's like, you can shoot, you ain't gonna hit nothing.
Right.
So there's no kind of frame of reference for distance on those things. That dude could have been 100 miles away already. It looked like he went 5 feet.
Oh man.
And did you find it awesome that Rey could talk to everybody? She knew every
She
language.
could fly. She was a pilot.
Well, that's the whole
she could
thing.
do everything.
She could do it all.
I thought that was awesome.
awesome.
Sitting there talking to BB-8, next thing you know, talking to Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's
she's
sweet.
got it all.
Dude, not only that, but I loved whenever she was doing her thing. Like, she was like, okay, this is a serious person to contend with.
Yeah.
And Finn was just like, I'm lost.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah,
What do I do?
He was sweating with his mouth open the whole time.
Right. All right, so they're trying to escape Jakku. Now, this was the IMAX scene that they filmed with the IMAX camera, and really watching it, like you couldn't really tell that much.
You
of a
know what?
difference.
This is actually where I need to bring this up. Poe, how did he get out of Jakku? And why did he just magically leave without BB-8? That's why he was going there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because they thought he was dead from the crash, and then
he
all of a
just-
sudden he shows up.
He just
in a
magically
time,
appears later on.
in X-wing.
Now I have a,
And Finn asked him. He says, "Well, when we wrecked, I got thrown clear,
Yeah.
and so I just come here." Like,
I have a theory about that I haven't read
you
online.
had a job is to get BB-8, and you just abandoned the little
I
ball
never
on
thought
top
of
of a
that.
ball.
Well, my theory is.
Would you let me tell you the theory about BB-8?
You have a theory?
No, go ahead.
You know my theory.
I do know. Go ahead.
BB-8. You know how he got his name?
No.
I'm glad you asked. It's a ball on top of a ball. That's BB, and it's shaped like an 8. BB-8.
That could be. Dude.
That is my genius theory. And when I told him I did it in a redneck voice, it was a lot more impressive.
Dude. Your redneck voice is as convincing as my Cockney.
And next point.
Dairy.
My theory.
Yeah, so the world now, people will go, I think that's actually how you got it too.
Yeah.
BB-8 sounds right.
My theory about Poe though is I think maybe they're cloning him because they make points several times in this movie to say like he's the best pilot in the rebellion. He's the best pilot in the rebellion.
Oh.
Maybe they got a couple of him or something.
Now, who's
Poe.
cloning him?
I don't know.
Oh wow.
I think he died.
I-
I think that was a different Poe that came back later.
Now let me tell you, if they did that, that would be cool.
But let me ask you this: if he did that, how would he get the memories from the previous one?
Download.
Good question.
He's in the Matrix.
I mean, if he died there, how did they get
knows
that
Kung Fu.
memory to? He ain't no Keanu.
he's Keanu.
If there's nothing
That's
behind
He
it,
said,
though,
"I
that is a
know."
big plot hole.
Because
Just
I
disappear.
honestly thought that maybe later on in the later movies, he's going to be a villain of some sort and turn against them. But I don't see why they would do that either. It makes no sense.
But that honestly, that's why it's cool. You have to stay on for part 2. It's like, hey, there's some questions here. Yeah.
There's more
The
questions, but
story's not
that
done.
to me, that one spot to me is like, because when I was leaving, I was like, how did he get back?
Okay, that's a good question.
I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
one. That's
But
one I need to
Okay.
remember.
Other than
fill that
that, next.
What do you got?
So the IMAX scene that they filmed with the IMAX camera was them escaping Jakku, running through the desert and stuff. And if you look at it, the 35 millimeter shot versus the 70 millimeter IMAX, you do see a lot more on the screen. It's a gorgeous looking
Yeah.
shot. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
it's really nice.
And we do got to talk to you about the IMAX.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
It is
huge-
glorious.
It is glorious. And
Huge
the 3D,
difference?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
all the sound that they have
sound,
with it.
the
oh,
3D like a Star Destroyer
Yeah.
coming 2 inches from your nose.
Yeah,
It was epic.
it
How
was,
packed was it?
It's assigned seats. You pick your seat. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, but I mean, was it still packed?
Yeah, we went the Wednesday after release and it was pretty much packed. Yeah,
Because I might want to take Connor to go see that, my boy.
yeah.
But it doesn't matter if it's packed because it's assigned seats. You pick
Yeah,
your seat. So.
yeah. So you just got to get them ahead of time.
That could be a good Friday night, guys.
All right. The Han and Chewie intro. Did you guys see that coming a mile away?
No.
As soon
Wait
as
a
the
minute.
track.
Wait a minute. We skipped the whole scene of them escaping the Death Star. Didn't we skip that scene already?
No.
Oh, that was way back with Poe and.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
When they escaped.
I mean,
when Poe got back with Captain Charisma,
yeah.
one of the worst characters in the whole thing.
That was the biggest letdown for me.
Oh, that was because you were like, wait a minute.
I mean,
That's
everywhere.
like characters like in
everywhere
every
we
toy
go-
store you see.
Yeah, exactly. And because I got to think, I was like, wait, we've passed that scene.
Yeah.
Connor said that same thing. He goes, why do they have that character everywhere? They did not do anything with
Yeah,
them.
that was a big letdown.
That, I mean, and then later on we'll get to how she let us down again.
Yeah.
But I mean, them escaping, that thing, the ship was tethered.
The TIE
and they
fighter
were back,
tethered,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, and they
Oh, that was
escaped.
great.
I was like, that
And then
was a great scene.
When it was weaving through the cannons underneath the
Yeah,
Star Destroyer, that was nice.
Like, shoot
That
those.
was good.
There's too much. Shoot them. Shoot. 'em.
Yeah.
Like that was great.
That-
Did you
that
see
was
that? Like, that was.
Oh, that was pumped me up, man, because that
Yeah.
was like Han and Luke the first
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Which
Don't get cocky.
as cool as that was, that scene, I did remember thinking, I was like, dude, you guys are verbatim taking Star Wars and putting like twists on it.
Right.
And I never thought of the TIE fighters having a guy facing forward driving and the guy facing backward shooting.
You know what? Because Goose and Mav, that's not how they do that.
Yes.
Right.
No, that is not.
Talk to
Hey,
the goose.
R2 and Luke don't do that, man.
Yeah.
They're going the same way.
This
Because
is true,
I was
this is
like,
true.
why is he facing backwards to shoot stuff in front of him? I'm confused with
Well,
the
you think
angles.
about it. That TIE fighter, the way it's designed, I mean, there ain't but one window going
I
out.
just always assumed it was one person in there.
I did too,
I
yeah.
never thought there'd be a second person.
I wonder if they have like a rear view mirror backup cam. Shoot him! I gotta look on the cam. Hold. Oh, there he is. Got him.
I'm sorry to digress on that point, but that to me, with them escaping, I thought that was great.
That was a good
love
shot.
them being tethered and bombing.
You see him
I
trying
thought
to
that
get
was
out,
awesome.
trying to get
I
out.
like seeing Poe, like he's this awesome pilot. He's weaving in between, doing all this fantastic stuff, and like, what's his name?
Finn?
Finn gets like one shot off, and he's like, just do that, just do that.
Dude,
Yeah.
You got to take your props where you can take them. But I'll tell you this: when they got onto that ship, I did not expect it to be Han and Chewie.
Do we
I
want to
did.
talk
I
about them
completely saw
actually? Was it Finn and Rey getting onto the Millennium Falcon?
Let me tell you,
That dude, I about jumped out of my seat.
I almost jumped out of my seat.
That
I thought
was
that
a
was
cool thing.
awesome. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my
Let's-
gosh, the Falcon is in a
Hey,
junkyard.
What about this
Yeah.
one right here? That's just a piece of junk.
Oh, when
And
they
he-
said that, I
yeah.
lost my mind.
Because when she first said that, I was like, I just didn't even click in my head. That's Millennium Falcon over there. Let's get this new one. Bam. Oh, okay. What this one will do?
The junk will do.
And I was like, oh.
And it made me so mad when there's like, not that one, go for this one. I guess we'll have to take it. It's like, really?
And you see them take off, and those tarps are slowly coming off, the dirt coming off. I was like, oh.
That was good.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
and her flying, dude.
Ah.
That was awesome.
That kind of made me start to think, okay, now who is she?
Now, you remember in the first trailer we thought Han and Chewie was flying it. But it was
Because when
Rey.
they were coming out
but it
and
was
saying they were
Rey
out.
that was doing the flying in that scene.
Yeah.
Now, didn't that make you wonder, like when she was on there and she knew more about that? She knew as much about it as Han did.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, wow. Maybe this is relation to Han and
Yeah.
Leia, parents. I was like, okay, well. But did you also notice that when they were on the Falcon, they had, that training device that Luke had used with a helmet
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
the blaster
yeah.
helmet?
The
Yeah.
little sphere, yeah.
Dude, and the chess match
And the
with
chess.
the 3D hologram.
Didn't that just fill you up with nostalgia when
Yeah,
you saw that?
Man,
when they
that's
talk about that,
awesome.
I was like, oh, that's so awesome. That is so awesome.
I saw him pick up that thing.
Yeah,
and
he
didn't know
picked it
what
up,
it
looked
was.
at it, threw it. I was like,
Threw it away,
that's
yes,
awesome.
yes.
That's cool.
Now they had to throw in the obligatory monster scene, like the Rancor, the Wampa, the asteroid worm. They threw in these little tentacle monsters in
Yeah.
this one.
What did you think about those?
I thought they just looked stupid.
It, that, it,
That
it
was,
felt,
that was my honest opinion. When I
felt
saw
out of
it.
place in the movie. Like we could have lived without that entire
I mean,
sequence.
when he was on the front of,
I could go with that.
when
yeah.
he was on the front of the Falcon and just looked like he was like bouncing all around. I was like, that just.
It's kind of like they were in the cave with the worm on the
just a
asteroid.
little cheesy to me. I just.
But because
But-
we might overly, grandiose our memories. Because
Uh-huh.
really, the worm coming
Uh-huh.
out,
Yeah.
that's a sock puppet, man.
Right.
With teeth.
It really
That's a
is.
sock puppet.
It really is.
Monster. So this is definitely a step up, but we've been jaded by how well we've, got these things varnished
Yeah.
in our mind.
Yeah. That's why I say obligatory. There's always like one of those monsters.
Yeah, it
in
really
every
is.
one of
It's
them.
funny when you say that. I didn't really think about that. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There, I got to put
Totally.
something in there.
Now,
But now here's I really didn't get a full grasp of the two groups that were coming after Han.
They're just
I
kind
mean,
of like,
just like it just kind of magically just showed up and was like, yeah, you owe us money, you scoundrel.
well, that's his life, though,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
I just thought that was interesting. They just magically showed up right at that moment.
Mm.
Now,
Both groups.
one of those groups, I think they were the guys that they're Koreans. One of the smuggling groups, they were actually the stars of a movie called Assault. Oh man, I cannot believe.
Assault on Arkham. No, that's not it.
It's not Assault on Arkham. It's like Assault on Precinct 13 or something like that. Or something.
okay.
And it's a Korean movie that is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. And Will and I actually watched it in Miami. And I'd never seen these guys. They were just fantastic, the choreography. And it was cool when I was looking up who was making cameos, and those were the two guys from that movie.
Nice. Yeah, that is a good movie.
I had no clue,
Very cool.
as
All right,
usual.
So now we enter Supreme Leader Snoke. And this is Andy Serkis, the main motion capture dude for everything in
Yeah,
Hollywood.
pretty much everything.
Okay, this has got a lot of different questions that
A lot
are
of
brought
debate
up.
on who he is.
A
And,
lot of debate on who he is. Maybe even Jar Jar. Have you heard that?
I've heard people say that.
Possibly, yeah.
I've heard people say it's
Darth Plagueis or
Palpatine
whatever.
coming back.
I haven't heard Palpatine, but I've heard
I've heard
Palpatine's
that.
master, Darth Plagueis.
I've heard that too.
The one that, remember in the prequels, get a cramp. The
Oh, cramp.
you remember in the prequels, Palpatine was like, my master was even able to bring people back from death or stop them from dying
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
They're thinking maybe that's who it is.
I tell you what, didn't he look a little bit like one of the Harry Potter bad guys?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I was just like, who is that? Voldemort?
Voldemort, yeah.
Voldemort,
Yeah. But I'm telling you, because the other ones don't really matter to me. Whoever they pick, okay, work your story out. Great, I'll watch it. But if that turns out to be Jar Jar Binks, I'll lose my mind because that would be cool.
That would be cool.
I might lose my mind because I would hate it. I'd be
I would
so
eat that up.
annoyed with it.
I wouldn't be annoyed because that would be the
I was like,
ultimate
worst
bait and
character
switch.
ever. Now
Man.
we're
Yeah,
gonna
it
do that.
Oh, that'd be so cool. Because you would never see it coming.
Another question about him was like, is he this big, or is that just the hologram making him that big?
At first, I
What's
thought he
going
was
on
a
with that?
giant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's me too.
And then when he phased out, I was like, oh, God.
When I first saw him, I was like, is that the thinking man?
Yeah,
Really
dude,
just put that hand on there?
dude. And he looked all scarred up and stuff. That
Yeah,
was-
they say he's thousands of years old. He's
Maybe it's Obi-Wan. He turned to the dark side.
he's witnessed all these
Lost
other
his
events
nose.
and stuff. It's like, why would he be like in the background this entire time? Why have we never heard of him until now?
well,
Why did he not intervene with the whole Palpatine thing?
Well, that's the whole thing, though. If he is thousands of years old, these little blips probably don't really concern him because it's like, whatever. It's a speed bump. These
Maybe
guys
so.
will be nothing.
He had some business to take care of that day. Leave him alone.
And I wonder,
Had
is
some
he?
business.
I wonder, is he a Sith? Because they say Kylo's not a Sith.
Right now, and I'm a little foggy, hazy on Sith and Kylo's. What is he? The one? They have a term for the group he is a part of.
The Knights of Ren.
Yeah, the Knights of Ren.
See, I think he just started that himself. And I don't
Oh, you
really,
think that's his own
He
thing?
had
I think
a
so.
collaborator. His name was Stimpy, but they didn't talk about him.
The Knights of Stimpy.
The Knights of Ren and Stimpy.
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
You can't overrule. I objected you.
I overruled it anyway. But anyway, do we want to talk about Kylo now, or
Yeah.
okay, the helmet takeoff?
Okay, first of all, that's the whole thing. From the helmet, very cool.
Yep.
Take off, emo punk. I would have
Yep.
He kinda
backhanded.
changed.
When
two
I saw that, I was
characters.
like, is this an homage to Spaceballs?
Oh,
I was like, is that Darth Helmet?
I don't like him. I don't like the actor.
I didn't like that at all.
I liked the acting. I thought it was all right, but yeah, it was almost like two different characters.
I was like,
Yeah,
why,
it was two
why does
different
he-
things.
Why does he need this helmet? What is this
No,
like a child with like a
think it's-
voice activated helmet on?
No, I think he is doing that as a tribute to his, grandfather.
But
And he has to
it
be like-
looks so,
he's the only one with the Force in the First Order, so he has to kind of set himself aside and like
I just
show himself as.
I just didn't think that when he took that helmet, I was like, oh, you don't really even need it.
Yeah.
And
I bet he might now, though.
Why do you?
All right.
Oh, his little cat scratch on the face. He's fine.
But
Even
yeah,
though he
I like how-
couldn't contend with Finn with a. But it's just me.
I liked how he
But
was.
that
like,
opens
just,
a question too with Finn and the lightsaber, man. We're talking Kylo.
Because I see
Yeah.
a lot going on with Finn.
Well, Finn get kind of
he
brushed
just-
away like, wait a minute, he's a stormtrooper, and that's the end of his story. But then he picks up a lightsaber,
Yeah.
and he's actually bringing it.
Yeah, well, and the little woman, she's like, you have a weapon.
Right.
And-
that
'cause
killed me. I was like, what about a range weapon? Give me a gun.
Because honestly, when I heard her talking and stuff, it felt like Oracle.
A little
Like
bit.
she knows a lot of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Finn, you're supposed to have this.
I've heard theories that maybe she was a Jedi at one time.
Well, I thought that too. Like maybe she was, because she was kind
You
of
know,
the
Yoda had a wife.
Well, she was kind of Yoda's.
Yodes?
Yoda.
When she
Yoda.
moved the glasses out, I was like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
But I will say this: the CGI that they did with her, as opposed to a puppet,
Yeah.
compared to the CGI they did in the first, 1, 2, and 3, what a difference!
Well, now even her and Smoke, like Snoke, she looked great. Snoke still looked kind of cartoony.
To me, he looked like he was so hologram. I forgave anything that
Yeah.
was
Eh,
cartoony.
I really didn't think that much about that. I mean, I thought the hologram looked all right.
But I thought she looked fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the glasses scene you're saying,
Yeah.
and they got real close to her.
Yeah.
I was like,
you see like some
skin
wrinkles
texture, yeah.
and stuff.
That was
and
great.
Shades.
When they were first going to see her and they showed her little city from above in the sky when the Falcon was coming down, didn't that city look just like the city where Anakin and Padme got married? I swear that looked like the exact same place.
To be honest, I hated those first 3 movies so much.
Yeah.
Wiped them
I
from
saw
your memory.
I saw them once. I said, no. You ever see Tracy Morgan saying no in the car?
Yep.
No. Mm-mm. That's how I felt about the first 3 movies, dude.
But I loved when they walked up in that place and it was like, it's that Mos Eisley Jabba's palace kind of just
Oh, dude, that was cool.
filled with all these different creatures
And
and,
I heard
everything.
all those banners that were hanging up. There was a couple of different tributes to different things throughout
Yeah,
the
uh-huh.
movies.
I saw some of that. Yeah.
I thought that was
Like
neat.
one was for Boba Fett.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
I
yeah,
saw
yeah.
that one.
I was
Sweet.
like, dude, I love those little kind of Easter eggs like that.
Wasn't it
Yeah.
cool though when Han and them walked in and she just stopped?
Uh-huh.
Han.
Solo.
And everyone in the whole place just stopped. I thought that was awesome.
But you know what? Because when a rock star walks
That's
in,
right.
you
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
She's like, where's my boyfriend? I like that Wookiee.
Dude, I thought that was awesome.
That was
awesome.
great.
And I'll tell you what, seeing Han and Chewie, without a doubt, was one of my favorite
That's another
things.
huge grin on my face.
Oh yeah.
The whole time when they were in
Oh,
there,
yeah.
That happened at least a dozen times. I was just sitting in my seat, just smiling
Just
like a kid in a
I
candy
tell
store.
you, the scene that, I mean, like all these scenes are giving me big smiles, but when Chewie walks up to Leia and gives her a hug, I was like, that is so awesome.
That
was
I had,
cool.
like, chills and going. I was like, that was great.
That was
he's my
awesome.
favorite Squatch.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Go
love
on
him.
squatching.
Wow.
He's my buddy.
Even better than from $6 Million Man.
Oh yeah, he's
Wow.
Chewie is over top of Andre. Sorry,
One thing we were talking about
I got
Kylo,
one arm.
I forgot to talk about when they got off of Jakku.
It's just a flesh wound.
When they got off of Jakku and the guy came in and told Kylo and he has his little temper tantrum. The first one I thought was awesome. He was
Yeah.
like going off on the computer,
Yeah.
smashing up. I thought
That was kind of
great.
cool. I
Yeah.
thought that was cool.
But then he did it a second time, and I was like, all right, now you're
Okay,
just
the best
being
part of the second
having a
time
hissy fit.
was the two stormtroopers.
Yeah.
They
Like,
walked.
nope.
that was
And you saw
awesome.
them turn and walk over.
You know, that told me right there. I was like, you know what? JJ is one of us. Because I would have put that in. When I saw, I was like, all right, go on there. No, I gotta leave. I died, man.
I was sitting there. I was like, I wanted to just bust out laughing. I was like, it was kind of quiet. Like, why is no one else laughing?
I
at
swear,
that?
I think
Yeah.
I was the only one who busted out in the theater. I was like, ah! And Connor looks at me like, it wasn't that good, Dad.
No, it
Dang, you're
was
embarrassing
just
me.
that
that
good.
was great.
So
Now,
Ky-
what did he do in the second tantrum? What I don't remember that.
It was when
Rey got away.
Ray escaped.
and he like chopped her chair up.
Yeah, he.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay,
Because
yeah.
he decided to leave the room for a few minutes, and she's like, and she talks to the stormtrooper.
Oh yeah,
He's like, "You will in time." He's like, "I will kill you."
that was awesome.
He's
I will
like,
tighten those restraints,
Now,
you
what
rebel
made
scum.
her think she might have that level of ability? The meeting,
'Cause-
might as well
dude.
give it a shot.
Nah, dude.
I tried it and never worked for me.
Because when Kylo was trying to interrogate her,
yeah.
that it was like a silent force battle. Like they weren't saying anything, but like she was beating him. She
Yeah.
was leaning forward.
You-
I ate that
you're
up. I was like, that is
scared.
awesome.
Now I do. I remember that. I love
She's
that.
like, "You are scared." He's like, "No, I'm not."
That's how it came across. Though.
He's like, "I'm gonna put my helmet back on."
And the thing is, though, you look the whole time he came across as whiny,
Yeah,
and she came across as like a warrior.
I'm surprised that's
Yeah.
not Luke's boy all whiny.
She kind
That
of, I
runs in
mean,
the family.
Kylo kind of had that Anakin kind of thing, like like I want to be better and take me seriously and blah blah. blah.
Yeah. Kind of like an emo. Because that's what he looked like to me, an
Yeah.
emo kid. You know.
If you
Oh,
guys,
God.
if you
Shut
do
up.
anything on Twitter at all, there's an account on there called Emo Kylo Ren.
Dude,
Oh,
It's hilarious.
perfection.
He's like, yeah, you can't really appreciate the Imperial March until you've heard it on vinyl. One of them's like, apply eyeliner. My parents just don't understand me. Apply helmet.
Dude, that's exactly how he came across to me, and I was like, well, but you know what? He made me hate him, I think, more than any character in Star Wars history.
But I really liked how he acted the Kylo part. Like, he was very calm. He could not be emotionally charged until he had his little temper tantrums. But, like, when he was interrogating people and stuff, no
Yeah.
matter what they said to him, he was just like, say what you want. I'm going to get the info out of you.
oh yeah, I definitely think that he did a good job, writing that,
Yeah.
and acting it.
I just saw one thing after. I just had this vision because they really didn't show him immediately after the tantrum. I just had this vision of him doing that and then just kind of taking a deep breath, putting his hair back in place, and then walking out of the room.
Yeah, me too. Like
And
Got that out of me.
eyeliner now.
So Rey's little vision, it had both Obi-Wan's
It was
voices
long.
were in it. Yeah. Ewan McGregor and the other guy had both of their voices.
Did he just say the other guy?
I don't remember the actor's name. I'm sorry.
Who is he talking about? Anakin?
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Oh, Alec Guinness?
Sir,
Alec.
Alec Guinness. And he's just like, the other dude.
The other dude that didn't like being in the
mean,
movies.
Let me just say,
He
that-
actually loved it. I heard. I
I
heard
mean,
that was
the guy
bogus.
that actually played the role really, really great.
Oh, he's Obi-Wan.
Yeah. But anyway.
So, we see the Knights of Ren. Who are they? How'd they get started? Who kept Rey while her parents left and why? Because, like, when the parents are leaving, you see somebody grab Rey's shoulder and be like, no, you got to stay. So it's like, who are her characters?
I got it. You're talking about the Vision. I thought you were
Yeah.
recapping your list.
No, the Vision.
All right.
And then you see a little future shot of her in the forest with Kylo.
All right, now that begs the question: if she's got the Force in her, which she does, she's having the same vision that Luke had. And the end of the movie, of course, Luke is there. Like, hey, we meet. Is that his daughter?
I've heard all kinds of stuff.
I've
going on
heard,
with this.
I've heard other things. Maybe Qui-Gon's granddaughter,
or Obi-Wan's.
I've heard Obi-Wan. I've heard Leia and Han had a second child.
Yep, could have been.
The only thing that doesn't make sense if it's not Luke's daughter is why would the lightsaber call out to her? It was Vader's, then it was Luke's, and now it's calling to her.
Did it ever call out to Luke? So I thought he had.
No.
Yeah, I mean, because the only reason he got it was Ben Kenobi gave it to him.
And maybe that's not like birthright where it calls out to bloodlines. Maybe it's, hey, I recognize you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Force is strong with this one.
Yeah, and a good one, not a dark
I've heard
side.
theories too that it didn't really have anything to do with the lightsaber. It was Maz that kind of gave her the vision, like she was a Jedi or had some Force or something.
I'd be ticked off if that was true.
Really?
Yeah, I'd be like, really, dude? No, let her have the Force. That's why.
No, Rey would still have the Force, but the lightsaber is not what triggered that flash
I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that'd be a little bit better. Now, the fight scene on there, where Rey and all those guys were, fighting the stormtroopers, and it was so funny to see the different weaponry that they brought out for the stormtroopers.
Oh, the fight with the stormtrooper and Finn.
He's like, traitor!
That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was good. I was like, okay.
He brings that thing out, snaps
it's like a police
around.
baton. Yeah,
Dude, that was awesome. But
why did he throw his shield down when he did that? Like, I've got this shield that can block stuff. We don't need that.
Maybe it wasn't going to stop
that's
a
like
lightsaber.
Football players, and they take their helmets off when they get in the fights.
Yeah.
It's like, are you stupid?
Baseball players, they get beamed, they run to the mound, but they got to throw their helmet away and the bat.
Man, we got
lots of money, not too many brains.
Not too. They're specialists.
One of my favorite scenes in the entire movie was right there, though, when Pose actually comes back and he takes out like 6 planes.
And that's
up in
when
the
he
air.
come back from Jakku, right here.
But like when he took out those 6 TIE fighters, like he killed one, blew up another one, blew up another one, all in one spinning shot.
Finn, that guy's good.
Dude, that was awesome.
That was out of place. That line was out of place. He's like, that's one hell of a pilot.
Yeah.
That phrase just doesn't sit well with me. There's no hell in Star Wars.
Oh, I got you.
Why would you say there's one hell of a pilot? That doesn't make any sense.
That is one Force-using pilot.
It felt odd to me. It felt out of place.
A little forced.
But yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
But I mean, I didn't think anything about it.
But then you got that Nazi-like speech where they're like, "We're gonna destroy the public."
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw it, I was like, "Wow, those guys got to get pumped up from that."
Dude, right? I thought that was kind of neat to see them, how many they had.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a literal army. This guy is like getting ready to send, unleash them.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was powerful.
And that giant laser blast that it showed 2 or 3 different planets watching it go by in the solar system.
Let me tell you what, it was wild to see that thing blow up a planet. I mean, we saw Alderaan and we saw the Death Star.
It took out like 5 planets.
The problem I had with that, it was just like they blew those planets. It was like what 4 or 5
4
of
or 5 of them,
and it was just kind of like glossed over. Like, it just happened.
Yeah, it was done.
Yeah, let's go find another sun to take the energy out of it.
Good.
No, that was the plan back when Hux was talking to Snoke. He got the permission. He's like, I want to blow up the Republic first, and then I want to blow up the Resistance.
But I mean, my thought
and Snoke gave him permission to do that.
But look at all the Jedi. When a planet blows up, I mean, remember Yoda and Obi-Wan. I just feel like 1,000,000 points of light just died or something like that.
Probably a trillion right there.
Yeah, and everybody was just like, well, anyway, next. I mean, it just felt like it just kind of went right by.
Oh.
I mean, it's like, we showed our power, but
Man.
it just felt like that. It just kind of got lost in it.
Well,
Until
that
later
was their defining moment. I mean, they were taking over the universe right then. They took out the Republic, and then they were going to take out the Resistance. There would be nobody left to oppose them.
they did not succeed.
That's right.
Well, when they did that, it immediately looked like they did kind of switch the story into the a more personal level. And they said, okay, let's get drive the story more about what's Kylo and Rey and Finn and Han, all these guys. And I know what you're saying, but I switched right with it when they did. I was like, okay, I see what's going on there, but all right, where are our heroes?
See, Hux had permission to do those 2 blasts, so he was immediately trying to recharge the weapon to shoot the second blast off.
And that's why they were making, trying to blow up the Death Star, because it was going to do another planet destruction.
My question is, it's a
Yeah.
planet with living stuff on it, so it has to be in a solar system. So was there 2 suns in that same solar system that they drained, or does the planet move and they went to another solar system?
Well, I saw that too, because I mean, they had trees on it,
Uh-huh.
and like an ecosystem.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like a, like
a moon or
metallic
something.
ball.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's either that, or it could use that one sun as its
Let the sun
energy.
recharge or
Yeah.
something. I got you.
But
Maybe that's why it took so long to recharge. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Now, what did you guys think about the whole idea? Because it seemed like at the end that it wasn't anything new, that they did take and mash up Return of the Jedi and the New Hope. They made the run on it with the X-wings.
Mm-hmm. That was cool.
And you almost felt like Han was back on the moon of Endor,
Mm-hmm.
trying to work inside, to put
Yeah.
the shields down.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is too much like the same stuff.
Yeah. That's one of the things I kept thinking when I was watching. It's like, I feel like I've seen some of this before.
A lot of it. I felt like that a lot throughout the movie, to be honest. But I loved Han every now and then grabbing the Chewie's crossbow.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, oh, I got to
Yeah.
get me one of these.
I've
Right.
never used this before. This is great.
It's like, you've known him for 40 years and you've never
and
used
that's
it?
the first thing that kind of got to me. I was like, you've never shot that all these years?
Right.
Never?
Chewie's like, don't touch it.
Oh, that the scene, and Chewie's like in the background, he goes, you're cold?
Yeah.
Oh, that cracked me up. I was like, that was awesome.
Dude, let me ask you, what did you think about Han and Leia, their meeting?
See, at first I thought maybe they were like mad at each other.
I
But
did too.
Then you see them, and it was just like they were just separated by grief,
But there
they
was
still loved each other.
one thing that really upset me. She said something, I can't remember exactly how she said it, but he had that spot for "I know," and he did not use it.
What, with Leia?
Yeah, like he goes, "I love you," wow, Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
He goes, "I love you." She said, "I love you." He goes, "I know."
Sure.
And there was a spot in there, and she goes, "Yeah, something like I hate it when you leave" or something. And he had that spot to go, "I know."
He
And
still had a good
didn't
line.
do
though.
it.
He still had a good line though. He's
Yeah.
like, "I'd do it so you'll miss me."
Yeah, and I just like, oh, that was there. That was that spot.
They lobbed it up for
Yeah,
him.
and I was just, oh man. But that whole thing with those two, I thought worked really, really well.
Yeah. I
Did you
really
think
liked
that
it.
people have been overly unfair to Carrie Fisher? Because she's been catching a lot of grief because they said that she didn't age well.
I just
and-
chalk that up to internet trolls. If people
Yeah.
can say something mean, they're going to on the
Yeah.
internet.
I mean, I honestly hadn't paid any attention to it because, I thought she did great.
she
in
did,
this.
yeah, she was fine.
How old is she now? She
Older than me.
yeah, she did not, she's not Christy Brinkley. You know how Christy aged. I mean, she's 60 years old and she looks just incredible.
I mean, I would say she's probably in her 60s because in 77, when the first one came out, she was, in her 20s?
I think she looked fine. I don't expect
Yeah.
her to
I mean,
see
I
her
didn't-
in a gold bikini anytime soon.
I didn't think anything about that.
Me either.
well,
That was just me.
but I thought she did, I mean, good, but, yeah, she's aged.
Yeah.
And so is Han.
Well, I mean, look at her
Look at-
position now.
Look at Luke.
I mean, her position will also, she's now a general.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would think that stress would add a little to her as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not just little princess Vespa
Right.
from Spaceballs. There you go.
I like all the little plays they did on that. Like, she's still royalty to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was great.
That was good. Now,
And Akbar was in there. Admiral
Yeah.
Akbar.
It's a trap.
What was it? Ned Noob? Is that his name?
I
The
don't
guy
know
looks
how
like
you
a little
pronounce that.
frog type looking
Yeah.
guy.
he's got like layers to his face.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I thought that was cool to see him back in it.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, because I've been trying to hold off on this, but we got to talk about it. This is what ruined the movie for me.
Oh, no.
Wow. He went to the R word.
Wow.
It did.
I
It
did
ruined
not
it.
expect that.
Let me tell you, when I left there, I was not nostalgic. I was not happy. I was PO'd.
Wait.
I was.
Wait for it. I think I know where it might be going here.
Yeah.
You kill Han Solo.
I know. That
Did
hurt.
they?
Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
dude,
You
he's
said that
dead.
to me last time. Yeah, he's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, I remember seeing Luke go flying downwards through something. Next thing you know,
The planet did not blow up. That thing blew up, because I said the same thing. I was like,
he's going to make it come
No,
back.
he's not.
he's been stabbed through the middle of his body.
Yeah,
and
and-
that killed Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Qui-Gon.
And he was a
Jinn.
Jedi Master.
He's
And then
no Han Solo.
flung into the
Yeah.
great abyss, and then the
He's
planet he's on
coming
is
back.
blown up.
He's coming back.
There's no question he's gone.
Let me
He's
tell
coming
you.
But
back.
that hurt. I watched the movie twice, and that hurt both times.
IMDb says he's in the next movie.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, it might be flashbacks.
Dude,
and then,
it's gonna be Spirit Han.
Spirit on.
Wow, I just got an eye roll right there. Did you see that?
dude, I was so mad that when I got out of the film, I looked at Connor and my brother went with me with his niece or his daughter, my niece Sloane, and everybody was just like, they killed Han.
I was like,
Yeah.
you don't kill Han
Yeah.
Solo.
You don't kill
I mean,
Han.
you
That's
know,
what we came out with.
I mean, I was joking about that, but I mean, when that first happened, when he started walking,
I'm still mad.
When he started walking across the thing up with, why don't they put railing up?
That
and everything, by the
ridiculous
way?
architecture.
But as soon as he started, I'm like, he's dying.
I did
Yeah.
too.
Right
Yeah.
then, as soon as he started.
I was like, you're not coming back from that because number one, it's shaking.
Yeah.
Your balance ain't what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
He might take a tumble.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, no, he's not coming back.
Yeah.
And I started getting angry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and all of a sudden his kid makes it look like he might. And I was like,
Nah, I could totally tell by what he was saying. There's something I gotta do. I was like, he's
Yeah.
gonna kill him.
when he
Yep.
said that, I did too. I was like, you emo. Cause
Yep.
let me tell you something. I was thinking, force or no force. If you kill Han, I'm going to take a swing at you.
Dude, and his boy Chewie went off on him.
Oh,
He's like, oh,
when he
started-
roared like
Yeah.
that, my heart broke. I was like,
Yeah.
that was his best
Yeah.
friend. It's like, dude.
He shot him right in the gut with the death beam cannon.
Yeah.
I would have given that movie probably an A. But because of that, I refuse to. Just because of my allegiance
We're
to
gonna
my
we'll
friend.
save the ratings until the end.
All right.
We're going to go on a scale of 10 this time.
Okay. But now, and I had heard long ago that Han or Harrison wanted out. Like he was hoping that his story arc had finished with Return of the Jedi and that he would have died there, but they just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Now, I had actually heard before that after Empire, he did not want it anymore, and that's why they put it in Carbon Freeze, and then he re-signed for that third movie.
Oh, okay.
Do you think that was a negotition tactic, or he was like,
I don't
no,
know if it was
I want out?
negotiation but I'd heard that a while back, a long time ago. That he was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't be typecast as Han Solo. But
Dude.
is-
His career did not suffer.
yeah,
All right.
he's only made like multiple trilogies.
Yeah.
Oh, he's American
Indiana
treasure.
Jones.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, man.
But I mean, when that happened, I was like, oh my goodness. But did you think it was interesting that finally one of the main characters got shot?
Who are you
Chewie.
talking about?
Chewie.
Oh,
yeah.
But he got shot. I was like, wait a minute. You can't shoot one of these main characters.
Not only
You can't
that,
do it.
but that ticked me off too.
Yeah.
It's like you shot my Squatch. You cannot do that.
I was like, this is the first time that one of them has gotten hit.
Well, JJ's trying to make these stormtroopers not completely useless.
Screw that, JJ. We need to talk. There are some untouchables. Hey, Walking Dead, you don't kill Daryl.
That's kind of what I think. Like Han was untouchable.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe they did that.
I cannot, but I do if he's like, dude, I don't have it in me for 2 more of these movies.
I could see Chewie dying before Han.
Oh, dear Lord.
I would kill somebody.
I mean, honestly, I have more of an attachment to Chewie than
I do
Han.
too.
And I like them both, but dude.
If you kill
You
Chewie,
don't-
I might
don't-
not watch the
don't
rest
kill
of
my
your
Wookiee.
series.
But you remember way back in New Hope, he was like, you better let the Wookiee win or he'll rip your arms off.
Yeah,
or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I want to
That
see
chest
Chewie
thing.
lose it and rip somebody's
Yeah.
arms off.
You know what?
If he had gotten down
do
there to
too.
Kylo.
I would have. I'd love to see him just like in a barroom brawl
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
clear the place out, and then walk out, cowboy style. Oh,
I mean,
that
I
would be
would-
awesome.
I
if
thought
he
it
ever
would've
gets
been-
his hands on Kylo, I hope he
I think it'd
messes
been
him
great
up.
right there.
I would love
when
to
they were,
rip his arms
Yeah.
off.
when they were leaving. Have like a group of stormtroopers there, and he just flip out on them.
Hand to hand go in.
Mm-hmm.
Just-
You see body parts fly.
Hey, did you hear that they have a new guy doing Chewie?
No,
well,
what?
the other guy's quite aged. So.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a-
Peter
said-
Mayhew is Chewbacca, but
Yeah.
they have another guy that helped out a lot. He's a
Oh,
Swede.
I just thought it was him doing everything.
No, it's another guy, but like they both did it. It wasn't one or the other. They both did it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you see Peter Mayhew,
Yeah,
I mean, he's old, man.
I saw him in some stuff. I'm like, wow.
Did you see David Prowse? I guess that's on Facebook the last couple of days. It's like the one, the only, the true Darth Vader, and he's like this old man
Yeah.
at the red carpet, and he's got stormtroopers escorting him, and oh man, He looks like the dude from Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old guy. Oh man,
Old Carl.
He look like Carl.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Not Carl the kid I want to die from The Walking Dead.
Slap fight champion.
Yeah.
Two more points I wanted to make before Han came up was when Rey got captured and they were doing their little thing. There was a little bit of foreshadowing because Kylo was reading her mind a little bit, and he's like, I see it too, an ocean, an island, and that kind of foreshadowed to the very end of the movie.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
And her Jedi mind trick with the guy that came. Did you know that was Daniel Craig?
Yeah,
007?
Bond. I did. That's when I saw about
From
Peg. That's where I saw it.
007.
I know that, but I
The
mean,
latest ones.
yes, I know that, but I'm saying,
James Bond.
I'm saying which character was it? The Stormtrooper.
The stormtrooper that got
Okay.
mind tricked. Yeah.
the one who got.
I mean, I could tell by his mask. I thought I recognized him, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Lord.
And my other point was Captain Phasma was just the biggest letdown of the movie.
Goodness. You're going to turn the thing off. He's like, all right, I'll do that.
Now, any other
I felt that way. I was
any
like,
other
"Who's
military leader in any other movie we've ever seen, if they're that high a rank and they get captured, they would die before they cooperated
Yeah.
with. They would sound an alarm or something to alert that those two
mean,
were.
that?" I
on
like
that
some
ship.
of those guys just turn and run. We're out of here.
They turned their back on her while she was turning off the shields.
Yeah,
And she just did nothing. Just
She's like,
"Oh,
okay.
I'm going to do it anyway. I don't want to do it, but I'm doing it.
I'll cooperate.
Ah,
Here's our one
Yeah,
security
I felt
system.
like
I'll cut
that
it off. And is she dead? They're like, we're gonna throw her down the trash compactor. Is she gone for good?
Oh, that was hilarious. That part did crack me up.
That was
Did they have
good.
a trash compactor on here?
And they were like, "Yeah, I know where they are."
What a throwaway character though. I was so let down.
Yeah.
Especially with all of the buildup they had in
Yeah.
marketing.
I
her.
almost threw away my pop vinyl after
She
that.
looked so cool with that outfit and stuff. I was like, man.
Wah, wah.
So yeah, the heartbreaking scene, and then they're escaping the planet, but the fight with Finn and Kylo.
Did you think that he did better than he probably should have against this guy who's
That's what
supposed
I
to be
thought.
Darth Maul?
Well, the thing is,
'Cause I kept thinking this is just a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
well, the thing is that
A custodian, no doubt.
Yeah.
I buy it completely because the thing is, Chewie's crossbow makes all the difference in the world. That thing is a death dealer. They shot a stormtrooper and it shot him 20 feet back in the air. They took out like 3 at once with one shot. Kylo took one of those shots straight to the gut and still went out and fought those two.
Okay.
That thing should have killed anybody it hit, and he just walked it off.
So you're saying it's not that Finn is so good; it's that he was fighting a wounded.
Yeah,
You
potentially death-causing injury.
But he just threw Ray like 50 feet. I mean, you got some power left.
Yeah.
No.
But he's probably using all his force just to hold his intestines in his stomach.
Yeah,
I did like it when he kept like hitting his stomach where
Yeah,
that was.
yeah.
And
And he was still
kept
toying
going
with
after-
Finn. I mean, it wasn't a fair fight with Finn. He was playing with Finn.
Yeah.
Finn got like one good shot on, but I mean, he messed Finn up. So if Finn comes back, he's probably going to be like half machine because he took it like straight up the spine.
I think he's got to come back,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
he's
Don't
got
you
to
think?
come back.
Yeah.
I mean, the way they ended, he's got to come back.
Well,
It
not only
reminded
that-
me of
He's gonna be like-
Luke in New Hope.
He's going to be RoboCop if he comes back.
Yeah, which would be cool.
Not
Half
not
Boba
New Hope,
Fett.
but after
Boba Cop.
when did he lose his arm? Which movie was it that he lost his arm?
Who?
Was it Star Wars?
Empire.
No, it wasn't Star Wars. Star Trek. It was Star Trek.
It was Star Trek.
Yeah.
Beyond the Darkness.
Yes.
The one with Kirk.
The Next Generation.
Live long and
But-
prosper. Nanu.
I like when they brought the A-Team in. We're using the Force.
That was great. BA kicked it, man. Awesome. He's my second favorite Squatch.
Now, which BA?
Right.
Yeah, that's not even the second one.
So now you
It's the
got
first one.
the battle of the newly formed Jedi versus the Sith apprentice, and Rey wins. So I think Kylo's going to come back. He's going to actually need that costume now because
I kind of
he
like
got
it.
messed up.
Snoke was like, you know what? Maybe we should teach this kid something.
I kind of felt like that too. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, time for
Wait,
your training. It's
you-
like, you haven't trained him?
I was like, what's he been doing this whole time?
And not only that, he's leading the war right now, dude. He's already in the ring.
But I mean, if you think about it, the apprentices have been out in the world doing stuff like Maul. They sent Maul to do all kinds of stuff, and he was
Yeah.
an apprentice.
Yeah, and
They
that
sent-
character should have had a lot more too.
Yeah.
Gosh, that kills me still.
And I think it was apprentice, and I think Snoke bringing him now. I think he's gonna transition into Sith now.
All right, and I thought that having them on the planet doing that fight was really well shot. I loved fighting in the snow. I thought that was great, and the planet splitting.
Oh, it upset me when the planet split.
Did you?
I was like, Ray, you're about to kill him. You're about to. Oh,
He's gonna come back to fight another day. But I think if Kylo full power had taken them on, they'd both be dead.
But this one really was like the passing of the torch, because saying if Finn comes back, to me he has to come back.
I'm sure he'll be back in some capacity.
No, I think he'll probably be one of the leads throughout this trilogy.
Maybe.
I mean,
because they don't want it to be Luke and Han, of course.
Right.
These guys, they're saying, hey, this is our new group.
Yeah.
Star Wars: The Next Generation.
The next generation.
So now we got the celebration. They get off the planet. One thing I found very odd was when they got off the Millennium Falcon, Chewie walks right past Leia. Doesn't look at her, doesn't do anything. Like, your best buddy just died, her husband or whatever they were, dead.
Yeah, because that would have been literally your family.
Yeah.
Because those three, were the ones that spent all those years together.
Yeah, they sent Rey to Leia, and Chewie just walked right past.
And that's why I was thinking.
I did
maybe
notice that.
That's her daughter, and Chewie knew. That's why I thought that.
Leia's Rey's
mom. That's why I
don't think
thought that.
So. All the talk they did with
like I said, I've heard like
I was
15,
looking for those clues because I thought that might be.
I don't think so.
With
With all the
seen,
talk
like,
they've talked about
so many different
Kylo,
people.
I think it's the only son.
Well, maybe she's like, maybe my daughter's got to kill my son.
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh wow!
But you did notice though when Han died, she felt it.
Yes,
Leia felt it.
That was a little strange. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now I expected it.
Yeah.
Really?
In fact,
But she didn't feel all those millions of people died on those planets. I'm just saying.
no, you know what she did? She just didn't. She
played it cool.
Yeah, whatever.
It's gonna be a tough
That's
general.
not my home planet.
But that's why I don't think he could ever come back either. Besides the fact that
that's not Alderaan.
he's coming back, right? But yeah, he sit there. She noticed when his force,
Right.
light went out.
Very
She
strange.
was like, "It's about time he died."
Oh God, I'm still so mad
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, that hurts. And then R2 conveniently wakes up right at that moment.
That was cool though, to have R2 back, and even C-3PO making his little appearance. I was like, okay,
Throwing BB-8 into the mix. It's like, I'm the new guy. What's up?
yeah, dude, I thought that was neat.
Yeah, it would have been funny though if R2 had like slapped him or something. That just what made me laugh.
Hey, but
Like shocked him.
I hate to say this, but another throwaway thing where, all right, we've got this video inside this droid.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. They hid the plans inside the droid.
Yep.
If you see the droids, don't write them off. They got all the secrets that they're secretly running around and.
I'll take what they did with this movie over all three of the prequels, though.
Well, who wouldn't?
Oh yeah.
If you wouldn't, there's just something wrong with you, and I
mean, they tried to go a new direction in those, and it didn't work. They played it maybe a little too safe in this one, but it was far better movie.
Yeah, and as harsh as I am being like, yeah, I saw that problem. The only thing I can't forgive is Han's death. Everything else, I'm okay with.
Wasn't it fun? Wasn't it just a good movie?
I had a blast,
like,
but it
for
did
me-
bring me down. I mean, I was going to Christmas dinner after that, like with my family, and I was like, "What? I can't even enjoy this."
Yeah, it did stink.
I mean, for me, like the only thing that really got to me really, really a lot was that whole Poe thing. It's just like, how did you get from that to that?
I'll
That's
be
one.
honest,
But other than that,
it kind of.
That bothered me a lot.
I mean, but I could just see Han going to die. I could just see that from a mile away. So it didn't hit me so much.
We were talking in the car, you and
He
me.
was untouchable.
You and me, Daryl. We were talking on the way home, and you brought up a good point. You were like,
I bring up many good points.
No, you
yes,
don't.
yes. But he was like,
I've already brought up 3 tonight.
Objection.
as soon as the Millennium Falcon came on that planet, Kylo was like, Han Solo.
Yeah.
But when he was going to look for him, and he was like 5 feet away behind that beam, he had no idea.
I read that and I started laughing because I was like, why didn't I think about that?
Yeah.
I think maybe he did know, though. Maybe it's leading him out on that platform.
Either that or he was just so scatterbrained all over the
Yeah,
place.
here's about like this. He's going to walk over here, and I'm going to throw him off because there's no railing.
Yep.
Put a railing somewhere.
Look at this genius architecture. 20 stories down, let's put skinny little scaffolding with no rail.
Did you find it interesting though when he dropped his helmet? It didn't roll at all. Just boom, like it was metallic on metallic.
It's heavy.
On metal. Just
Oh yeah,
boom.
like a magnet.
Yeah. It's like,
Bonk.
that thing didn't move at all.
I honestly didn't notice that either. I have to watch it again. I haven't seen it 6 times.
You probably should watch it at least, twice.
I might want to see it in IMAX.
Ah,
You
it's
should.
worth it.
Yeah, it really is.
It is worth
Even the drive,
Yeah.
even in hokey country.
So then we see, very end of the movie, we see Luke with tears in his eyes, Rey with tears in her eyes. Why do you think that was? Is he happy to find somebody else with the Force? Is he happy to see his daughter again?
I think my first thought is he's like, man, once I try to get out, they pull me back in.
I thought that too. I almost thought like he goes,
It's like, I mean, right?
I have to go back.
Yeah, because he's
Mm-hmm.
like, they killed my boy.
Yeah.
And
Which he knew.
Yeah. He felt that right away.
Yeah.
And one thing I thought was interesting about that scene,
And he didn't say a single word.
Yeah, and me and Josh talked about this. Is like, why did they park the Millennium Falcon way at the bottom of that mountain, make her walk all the way up there?
I thought about that
and
too.
later I was like,
Might have been a rite of passage.
Maybe Chewie doesn't know how to fly the Falcon. So
Oh, whatever. He can fly.
He needs to go pilot.
yeah, he knows how to push a button. That's it.
I think the way it was kind of described might have been like a rites of passage type of thing. Like you have to climb the steps. It's like, oh, okay.
I mean, but that scene at the end, I was like, oh, come on, I need more.
Yeah.
I need more of Luke. I don't need 10 seconds of Luke. I need more Luke.
They said it was written into his contract that if he gave anything away about his part, he actually loses money if it gets leaked. I was like, for that? Really?
Yeah. Like, I'm just going to be standing here.
That's my big reveal.
Well, do you remember
Obi-Wan
everybody
Skywalker.
was thinking he might be Kylo Ren because
Yeah.
we had he was
Yeah.
so obscure in the
Because
trailers.
we saw that, like that flashback scene with him with R2. That,
yeah,
that
remember
Rey had.
his hand was
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
So that's why everybody thought that. I was like,
Now, one thing we didn't
good
get.
twist.
What a
Yeah,
twist.
I was.
One thing we didn't get was in the trailer dialogue, Luke was talking and he was like, I have this power, my sister has this power, and now you have it too. He's got to be talking to Rey, his daughter, I would think.
Yeah,
I mean,
would.
My thought is that, well, I guess, I don't know.
I think maybe
I
they're
don't
going to
know.
save that for episode 8, and maybe they're going to do some training on that temple.
But who's the mom then? Luke never met any woman.
You know who his mom is? It doesn't matter who's his mom is.
It does matter. Was this another Immaculate Conception?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It wouldn't surprise me.
Luke forced this child into existence?
It was played off as a joke where Finn was, Lando and Leia's child.
All right.
You see that?
I did hear
It's like,
that.
Han, remember you told me to take care of her?
Yeah.
But there has been speculation where he really is Lando's kid. And it would kind of be, I don't know, from the way that I'm seeing them develop the project, I think that's kind of what they want to do, is tie these characters in as being the children, not just random people.
Yeah.
I saw another joke is like, watch another episode of Star Wars where this one family screws up the entire universe.
Dude,
Keeping up with the
That's
Skywalkers.
right.
Wah, wah, wah.
Keeping up. That's hilarious. And yet it's so true. So very true.
All right, I want to grade these. What do you guys have on 1 to 10?
JP has it like a 12.
We start with you because
Me, I gave it, like I told him when I first came out, it's somewhere between 7.5 and 8.
Wow, that's low.
I don't
That is
think
pretty
so.
low.
One, you have
I'm
plot
not
holes.
giving it a 10.
One, you have Han. I mean, those are two big things. And the third thing is like, when I left, I was like, there's a lot of questions that I'm looking forward to answers from.
Right.
And
Which you should. You want them to leave you with
but
questions.
I felt like a lot of it was, I felt like I'd seen a lot of it before.
Yeah.
And that's the reasons I said 7.5 to 8.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm not going to see a movie 6 times that I think is horrible.
Right.
I
Right.
thought it was a great movie, but I don't think it's episodes 4, 5, and 6. I think it's below those.
But do you
I
think it's
above
because
1, 2, and 3?
Is that because your expectations were for like a 20?
I went into it with high expectations. Again, I did not see anything for a long time. No trailers, no talk, nothing of the movie. So I gave it a chance as its own. But again, I think there's things in there that should be explained.
Well, go back
And
to
I can't just say, well, they're going to explain the next movie, so that's going to make this movie better.
Oh yeah, some of them.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think those little things brought it down a little bit. Again, I'm not saying it's Phantom Menace by any stretch of the imagination.
That's what I was going to say. Go back to the year 2000 when everybody had this level of excitement.
2000!
Everybody had this level of excitement for the Phantom Menace, and look what we got back then compared to this movie.
So I should say it's a 10 because it's not the Phantom Menace?
Didn't you have a fun time watching this movie? Though it was amazing.
Wait, you're saying 8 is not really, really
It's not-
amazingly high?
It's not good enough.
Dude, well,
I mean,
I can see 8, 7.5. That just I don't know what that made me really think that was a low number. I could think 8.5. That's what I'm gonna give it.
I was gonna
your
say
boy died, man. Your boy died.
That's why it ain't a 10. And I would have I probably would have given it a 9.
And Poe. How did he get back? How did he do it?
Yeah.
How did he do it? How did that happen?
I like Poe. He's probably my favorite new one.
Poe's a magician.
I-
He went
I
from a
say
planet to
that-
somewhere else, and no one even knows how.
But I'd really have to say Ray is my new favorite.
We'll change him from Poe to Houdini.
Yeah.
Podini.
If they have a Podini,
Podini.
if they have Poe being a clone, I will eat that up, man. I'll be like, yep. Yeah, but you give it a 7.5 to 8. I'd probably give it an 8.
I lean toward the 8 more than the 7.5. But again, it's just those tiny little things that make me say not quite. Like Josh always would get like a 75 out of 10.
All right, let's hear it. What do you give it?
8.5, possibly 9.
Okay.
Oh,
Just because I had so much fun in
Let
that
me
movie,
just say
so much
this.
nostalgia.
I 100%
We
had
walked
a
out of the
blast.
theater. He said minimum 9,
Mm-hmm.
and it's dropped a little bit.
Possibly.
But if you watch them interview people that came out of the Phantom Menace on that night,
Oh, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
they were like incredible. They knocked it out of the
And
park.
then-
Game changer.
Then one man changed it up.
One man told the truth.
I
He
mean-
goes,
I mean,
that thing sucked. I want my money back. And Lucas owes us an apology.
So the next two, where do you think we go? How do we fill 2 more movies? They're surely not going to do another Death Star.
And I'm really. Yeah, they're probably constructing it right now.
I wouldn't doubt if they had a planet killer, because you have to have that kind of gravitas. But it's going to be a training scene with Rey. She's going to learn stuff.
Yeah.
And then
It's got to be a lot of flashbacks.
That's a big thing I'm thinking too. A lot of flashbacks.
Yeah.
From between, that.
I think they're going to answer all these questions that
Return
you're
of the
upset
Jedi, man.
about.
Okay, I bet they don't answer Poe. I bet they don't. I bet that
I really
never
hope they do.
happens.
I really hope they do.
So I'll eat my words if they do, but I don't think they
My
will.
theory is the clone thing, because they just make too many points about him being the best pilot that they've got.
that would be so cool, because
But
it
I
would
don't
make
see-
sense too.
Yeah.
I don't see how them saying he's the best pilot makes him a clone.
I think he died, and they're like, we need Poe back. Let's make another one.
Okay, so how does those memories transfer?
The Force.
Okay, who's got the Force giving him memories?
Somebody with the Force. Jar Jar.
Yeah, well,
Jar Jar is doing
they
it
got-
all. He's the string puller.
He's the puppet
I
master.
would say one thing that I thought interesting. They know this galaxy, this universe so well, but that one little chunk of space they cannot figure out where it is.
Exactly.
Dude.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
It's not charted on
But
your
I
maps.
loved how R2 comes like he's like, "Fool, let me show you where it's at."
Oh, yeah, it's right there. So I've heard another theory. I don't agree with this at all.
How
but I'll
does
see what you guys
C-3PO
think.
have a red arm?
All right. I heard Kylo is actually doing all this with good intentions. I heard like he's trying to get close to Snoke so he can kill Snoke and bring balance to the Force.
You know what? I heard that too. I heard
Didn't
that,
hear that.
Dad, you know that if I do this, I'm in,
Uh-huh.
and I can, kill,
Yeah.
Snoke, and this will all be done. I have to do this. I heard that too, and I was
Ray
like,
is just messing it up for everybody.
well, let me tell you, if that were true, it would be the only way that I could save, because that would be the most heroic thing for Han to be like, I get it.
Right.
That I would actually, reclaim a little bit of my love for this. Because right now, if I see JJ, I'm gonna hug him, I'm gonna slap him, and I'm gonna hug him again. It's like I had to. That was for everybody.
I mean, that was kind of his final test. I mean, that was Luke's final test. Kill your father and take his place at my side. So.
Yeah. Well, that's the ultimate, demonstration of
Yeah.
complete allegiance. I deny everything except you, even the things I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a cool twist that they were like, instead of being seduced by the dark side, it's like, I feel the light seducing me.
I
was
thought
cool.
that was neat too, because I didn't when they
Yeah.
put that out. I was like, and like I said, we've really kind of looked at this and we haven't ripped it apart, but we're being with a critical eye.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And looking at these things again. You don't watch it 6 times if it's not a great movie. This
Yeah.
is a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not watching Phantom Menace again. I mean, we did that, and we're done.
I still didn't watch it.
I am
again.
done.
Dude, no, I'm done. But
Again, like I say, I thought it was a great movie. It's just a couple little things here and there that I would have liked.
I've
But
got some more questions.
Now-
Is the First Order gone? When they blew the planet up, was that the entire First Order?
maybe that was the first string. They have a second string somewhere.
well, the other thing is, I don't think they made it such a big deal to where they have to be relevant again. You know what I'm saying? Like where, hey, the First Order. It's like, you know what? I didn't feel like that was such a part of the driving story they needed. And
I got questions where they came from in the first place. Like,
yeah, me too.
They pointed out that they were raising kids as stormtroopers.
And we have more plot holes, ladies and gentlemen.
We don't have clones anymore. It's like, what happened for that in between, you know?
But I feel like that's one of those things that will be answered.
Why are they still wearing the
Yeah,
exact same outfit from 40 years ago?
Dude, man, you stay with the classics.
It
I
works.
mean, those things are clunky.
Suit up,
You can hardly get
Barney
around.
Stinson.
And then you have the,
You still
The
get
worst.
one shot killed.
the worst captain in the history of the world,
Who's the worst captain?
Phasma.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's one of those things that brought it down for me.
That didn't bring it down. It just...
It was just like, this is stupid. You got this captain, and he's like, oh, you want to shut these down? Come on, let me show you how to do it.
You know what it was?
Let me do it
The
for you.
concept art on that was so strong. They're like, who cares? No one's going to care about this afterwards. Push it before the movie and push it.
I mean,
And
I think
She looked so cool with that.
Oh, without a
silver
that
armor.
character. I mean, to me, that character had so much potential, and it just turned into a.
That was definitely
It turned
a-
into a Darth Maul and a Boba Fett.
It was Boba Fett, yeah.
I mean, it just felt like that to me.
Even
like,
worse than Boba, because Boba, I mean,
Boba had some moments and he was
Yeah.
cool, but
he was still cool.
I mean, what I mean by that is like you got all this promise, and you're only in the movie for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
nothing
Yeah.
at all.
I don't mean that she was compared to Maul as anything other than
no.
Yeah, I
just
get it.
5 minutes into
Now,
the movie.
We feel you. We
Who,
feel you.
who do you think that you would like to see make an appearance? Like, it's not character-wise that, I really care about, but maybe one character. I would like to see Lando.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him come
Now
back.
I've
What's he
already
doing?
heard that he was supposed to be in the next movie.
Okay,
Now,
I was hoping he
The
would. I
accuracy of
really
it, I don't
loved
know.
his character.
I have not seen it anywhere, but I remember hearing that.
And I'd love. How about this? How about another one of Yoda's species?
I mean,
Wouldn't that be cool? Because he's the only one outside of. I mean, Moss kind of resembled.
I
I
remember
think his
in-
species might be gone though. He was the last one because he had the Force. It let him live 900 years.
in one of the first 3 movies. I don't remember which one. He was there in like the whole Senate thing, and there was another one right beside him.
I thought there was too. Yeah, which
But,
I thought was
mean,
really cool.
Their ears weren't quite as pointy, but
Interesting.
you know who could make an appearance?
E.T.
Exactly right. That's exactly where I
Who?
was going. E.T.
E.T. was in Phantom Menace.
Yeah, he was in
I remember seeing him
You
in
got
the
that,
council.
yeah.
I like to see like another Darth Maul race where they called like the Terrakin or something like that.
Yeah, with the
they're going-
horns out of the
yeah.
head.
Dude, I would love to see that. Bring
Yeah.
the double-sided sword with him. Man.
There you
That
go.
would be
Man,
kind of cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm in. So the good thing about this is that J.J. Abrams did a fantastic job of taking something that we all love so much and introducing the next generation, my
Yeah.
kids, to it in a way that I thought was really respectful of the original stuff and gives me hope for the next 2 movies.
A New Hope,
A new hope.
I knew New Hope.
a newer hope.
A next hope.
Because I'm thinking Darth Maul's kid can be Darth Mauler.
He could be Molly.
The Darth Mauler.
Now, what do y'all think about them starting the trilogy and then just throwing Rogue One in next instead of Episode 8?
Well, is that going to be part of everything, or is that just going to be like I thought
I
that was
heard
its own thing?
No, I heard it's almost like backstory.
Huh?
It's a one-off before New Hope.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which you remember? I guess when the
didn't.
internet when
I just remember hearing the title of it and stuff. I didn't hear much about it.
the first time I ever had any kind of inclinations that people were making these things called fan films. They weren't big, and the only way you could see it is if you happened to get lucky at a convention, to pick up something or find a bootleg. And they had, that missing piece, like, hey, this is what happened before A New Hope.
Yeah.
And it was a fan film, and it was okay. It was cheesy, and it was fandom. But the fact that they're going to do that really big, that idea, I think they're saying that it's going to tie into this.
I don't think it's gonna completely fill us in though. It's almost
No. There's
a little
new questions.
It's like a little
Snippet.
segment. It's this one group on this ship, kind of like Firefly or something, and they're the ones that get the plans for the Death Star.
Yeah. Well, I also look at it like this. When it comes to movies, Marvel has always gotten, my hope. They've done such a good job that I'm like, you know what? I trust you.
Yeah.
Okay. This one was so good. I'm trusting where their vision is, but it's not there yet. You did one, but is that one and done?
I think it's gonna be confusing for the younger generation that this was their first Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens. And instead of continuing the story with all these new characters that we just got, we're doing this completely different story now that makes no sense with the Force Awakens.
Yeah.
And then we're going back to 8 in like 2 years.
It'll be interesting without a doubt. But I'll tell you this. They're going to make a boatload of money because I'm going to go see that one again, too, along with everybody else. Mm-hmm. Can you believe the kind of money this thing brought in?
How much is it up to now?
It beat Titanic.
Oh, yeah. Which I love because I cannot stand seeing that thing on the top.
It sank Titanic?
It sank
It
bro.
sank it.
Wow. Good.
Spoiler alert.
Good.
Haven't done that one yet.
I think Avatar still holds some record, and it's coming for that record, too.
Oh, it's going to take everything.
Did you hear, too, what James Cameron is doing with Avatar?
Avatar?
I know he's making
2,
another.
3, and 4.
Oh, I've been hearing about that for a while. That he's going to make 2 or 3 more in...
He's already made them, or he's making them, but he's going to release them one right after the other. Boom, boom. This year, next year, next year.
Tell me why that movie was such a big hit.
I don't get it.
Special effects. And
Whatever.
That's it.
I don't think that thing was special effects.
Those effects were not very special?
It was
I
like
thought they were okay.
Blue Pocahontas. I didn't think it was that great of a movie.
Dude, that's a great way to put it.
Now,
I did not think it should be what it is for money.
I just saw it regular. People told me in 3D it was phenomenal. Like, same movie.
You know what? I saw it in 3D, and there were some 3D moments that were really cool. Like when, I guess the dragon was flying. That was cool.
Okay.
And those floating mountains. But no, I'm so glad that The Force Awakens is killing it financially, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, if I had a choice, that's what I'd want, one of those up.
Yeah.
Now, I will say one thing about that is before the first week, I remember hearing the first 2-3 weeks is going to be sold completely out. Mm-hmm. That did not so much happen.
No. In fact, I got tickets a couple of days ahead of time for Saturday, that opening Saturday, without... I waited in line Tuesday, like at 1 in the afternoon. I waited in line.
With your buddy, the Star Trek fan?
Oh, that was so funny. But I kept looking. I think Will went like probably the next week, 9 in the morning, though. And he said that there were a couple dozen people in the theater that early.
Wow.
Still during that Christmas break.
Yeah.
What a genius idea of when to release it.
Oh, yeah.
Because didn't you feel like that really kind of helped the holiday season be even more?
Oh, yeah, for me it did.
Oh, definitely.
Even though it's 8, and apparently I almost feel like y'all think I gave it an F.
Pretty much.
Hey, it's okay, man.
Do better, bro.
Dude,
do better.
Dude, it's only 0.5 from which you gave it.
It doesn't
only
matter.
0.5.
You know what? There's a lot in that 0.5.
But we saw it like
Ask a
content.
kid who's 7.5 or
lot of
8.
we saw it like a week after it came out. Like, I'm pretty proud that we stayed spoiler free, because if I had found out that Han Solo died, I would have been so
I
mad.
don't know if I'd have watched it.
Yeah.
I would say this. I thought it was great that none of my friends that had seen it on Facebook put anything.
Yeah.
And I was shocked at that.
Now, let me tell you.
Somebody put something.
My friends didn't either, and I stayed off of it. I didn't want it to get spoiled.
Yeah.
But my niece's friends and my nephew's friends, they were like, hey, Han Solo dies.
Oh, see, they would have died.
Can you believe? Now, they were
and I think I would have gotten off
schoolers.
because of
High school
it's
and
legitimate. That's a legitimate murder right there.
That's a legitimate.
That is.
I don't even think they can prosecute.
I don't think so. Like,
I think you're allowed.
You told someone that Han died. You know what? You deserve to die.
I think the judge would have looked. You did what, dude?
We don't even need
Case
a trial.
dismissed.
Yep.
Man.
All right, so hey, what do we got coming up next week? Are we get back to the comic book corner and a couple
We'll
of
do
reviews?
some comic book corner. And one thing I do want to do is, from our question of the week, the top movies of this year, and I want us to go to our top 5 comic book movies.
That'd be cool.
For this year.
Okay.
Because there, I think I saw as many as 8 coming out this year, I think.
Let me clarify. You want one list is the best ones you liked this year, and then one list that you liked for next year?
No. I just want the 2016. What are we looking forward to?
Okay.
That's what I want to see. Because I know everybody wants to see all the DC movies.
I'll tell you what I'm getting excited about next year.
I don't know anybody that wants to see most of the DC movies, and I'm a huge DC guy.
I do. I want to see Suicide Squad.
You don't know the Suicide Squad, then do you?
No.
Exactly.
That movie was made for me, not for you.
Yes. No.
But
Harley Quinn was made for me, not you.
In March, Daredevil season 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
That is here like that.
Now, I have heard, is this true, that season 2 of Daredevil is coming out the same day that Batman Superman's coming out? I've heard they plan that out ahead.
Wow.
Now, I should have actually looked that up. They need a search engine or something to help me out.
They got to have this thing where you look up stuff
somewhere.
on the
I had no idea when Beat versus S was coming out. Is it March?
Is it that early?
I think so. I don't know. We'll find out.
Because I think Civil War is in May.
Civil War's May.
All I know is Deadpool is coming out next month.
Deadpool's February.
Oh, in February.
But now when's X-Men? I thought that was
No one cares.
March.
We just want to see Deadpool.
I hope they don't keep releasing them earlier and earlier. I like summer movies.
Yeah.
They help my summer be
summer
more of a
blockbusters,
summer.
yeah.
I like that. But I'll be honest, I like this trend of having a great Christmas season movie like this. That to me, that made it a lot more fun.
Yeah,
That was
because really, like this past summer, didn't really have that many blockbusters. Like Avengers came out in May, and I think that was the big one for the year before Star Wars.
And I would like to see that around July 4th.
Right.
I think that if they did that, it would make your,
Yeah.
even, what is it, Labor Day, Memorial Day, those things. I like when they have big things like that. It's fun.
Next Christmas we'll get Strange.
Oh, God.
Batman Superman on the 25th of March.
Okay.
And let's find out some
Apocalypse.
Daredevil.
And from what I heard, they just moved the Daredevil release date up to March because it was,
cool.
But I don't think at least the article I read, they didn't release a specific date yet.
Now, I think
So maybe
one
they
of the
didn't.
things that made season 1 so great was Stephen DeKnight was the producer, and he was also the producer of Spartacus.
What, on Daredevil?
Yeah. Yeah, he was the producer of season 1, and he's not back for season 2, so I hope it's going to be as good.
I loved season 1 of Spartacus, and I tell you, I hate to admit this. Next week I want to talk about it though. I just finished Daredevil.
Okay.
Yeah, over the Christmas break, and Jessica Jones.
Okay.
Did you finish that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Loved both of them.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, next week.
I am trying to hold on one second. I'm still looking for the season 2. There, it's saying it's set to release both of them on March 25th.
Oh, go to
Yeah.
war! Did you see what Deadpool did to the new Batman versus Superman movie posters?
No.
They had a little comic where he had graffitied them, and on Batman's face he had painted the Joker's face, and on Wonder Woman he had hearts all over, like I love her. And then on Superman, he put a big old Deadpool insignia.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
And he was just like, posing, with the hang loose. It was cool.
I mean,
Own your
I think that
DC.
movie's gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
I loved when I saw Colossus.
Are you gonna
Yes.
take Connor?
Not one for the
Rated
kids.
R?
I would say.
No, will not be. No, I even told him,
Oh, hold on one second. Group outing.
dude. Yeah, we might be able to do that.
That'd be cool. That
That
would
could
be
be
fun.
fun.
We could drive down to Blacksburg.
I don't know if that one's going to be IMAX worthy. What do you guys think?
Wow, that movie looks like it's gonna be great.
It'll be fun, but I don't know if it's going to be like phenomenal.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that I don't know if it's going to be good enough to carry me an hour and a half.
All right, right.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, let's look at it all pixelated in 480p over here.
480p.
Come
Yeah, it's
on.
terrible.
Yeah, he's got like little blocks running around.
This from the
there.
guy who used to watch Cinemax through the fuzz. He's like, he didn't get the channel, but he was like, I see something.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold the antennas that way.
Yeah.
We're getting a signal.
Hold on, turn it down. Mom's coming.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
And with that, it's been a great week. Connor, go to bed.
Sir.
Sterling, big shout out to my buddy Sterling, who is visiting America from South Africa. He listened to our podcast.
Hello, Sterling.
And he thought it was awesome. He's like, oh, I got to subscribe to this. One of
Sweet.
Connor's buddies.
Cool.
So be safe. We'll talk to you later.
Peace out.
Peace
ladies
out.
and germs.
Same bedtime.
You guys have an incredible week.